The town of Greybridge was quiet, too quiet. Mist rolled over its cracked streets like memory refusing to die. Every night, lights flickered in windows long abandoned. Locals said it was the ghosts. Outsiders said it was bad wiring. But both were half right. Because in Greybridge, electricity carried more than current, it carried souls. The old power plant at the edge of town had burned down 20 years ago. 47 workers died in the explosion. No one ever rebuilt it. Yet every night, the grid still hummed. Streetlights still flickered in perfect rhythm, like a coded message. And someone was listening. His name was Cyan Noor. 22, a student of electronic engineering, a quiet boy with haunted eyes. He lived above a repair shop, surrounded by broken radios and old circuit boards. His father had worked in that same power plant. His father had never come home. Cyan didn't believe in ghosts, at least, not until the voices started. It began one stormy night when the static from his radio whispered his name. Cyan, he froze. The radio wasn't plugged in. Who's there? He asked. The static grew louder, forming words. Help us, trapped in the current, the signal pulsed in Morse code. He quickly scribbled it down. It spelled, plant core. That was the night Cyan's life changed forever. He returned to the ruins of the power plant with a flashlight and an old frequency scanner. The air smelled of burnt metal and dust. His footsteps echoed through the hollow shell. His scanner went wild, readings off the charts. Impossible, he muttered. There's no active current here. Then a light flickered deep inside the turbine hall. Dad, he whispered, heart pounding. The light grew brighter. It shaped into a human silhouette made of static and blue sparks. Cyan, the voice was layered, fragmented, almost digital. The figure raised a hand. The souls, trapped in the grid, Cyan stumbled backward. The figure reached for him, and passed straight through. His mind exploded with visions. The explosion. The screaming workers. Energy twisting into pure spirit. And then, blackness. He woke up hours later, lying on the floor, with the scanner melted beside him. His hands glowed faintly blue. He felt electricity tingling in his blood. Somehow, he had absorbed part of the energy. Somehow, he had become connected to them. Over the next few days, Cyan discovered something terrifying and incredible. He could hear ghostly voices through electrical devices. Sometimes they cried. Sometimes they screamed. Sometimes they whispered warnings. And sometimes, they helped him. When he touched a dead light bulb, it lit up. When he closed his eyes, he could see currents like glowing veins across the city. He was no longer just human, he was half conduit, half ghost. He called himself Phantom Circuit. His mission was simple, free the trapped souls from Greybridge's electric grid. But there were others who didn't want that. Because the energy of the dead was valuable. The corporation Argon Dynamics had secretly been harvesting ghost energy for years. Their CEO, Darius Venn, had built his empire on stolen spirits. He claimed to pioneer clean power. But it was anything but clean. Every watt carried a soul scream. Cyan learned that his father's death wasn't an accident, it was a cover-up. The plant had been Argon's first prototype for ghost energy extraction. His father had discovered it. He tried to stop them. They silenced him. The explosion was no accident, it was a purge. And now, those 47 souls were the core of Argon's power grid. Cyan knew he couldn't fight a corporation alone. So he found others who believed. Mira Sethi, a hacker who could breach any firewall. Elias Gravewire Khan, a former Argon engineer turned whistleblower. Talia Noor, his cousin, a fearless journalist who refused to be silenced. Together, they formed a secret group, the Ghost Line. Their goal, expose Argon and free the spirits. Zion became their weapon. Every night, he infiltrated substations and server rooms. His spectral senses let him move through electrical fields like a phantom. Security cameras caught only flickers of light and shadows. Guards called him the electric ghost. News outlets dubbed him a myth. But Argon knew he was real. Darius then issued an order: find him. Terminate him. Argon's elite enforcers, known as the Conductors, were unleashed. They were cybernetically enhanced hunters, part human, part machine. Each one carried devices that trapped wandering spirits in energy cages. They were Death's shepherds. And they were relentless. The first battle happened beneath the old subway tunnels. Zion was rerouting the city's power flow to free trapped ghosts. He heard boots echoing behind him. Freeze! 4 conductors surrounded him. Their armor glowed orange. Unauthorized spectral anomaly detected, one said in a robotic tone. I'm not your anomaly, Zion replied, raising his hands. The lights flickered. The ghosts around him stirred. You can't capture what's already dead. With that, he unleashed a wave of spectral electricity. The tunnel erupted with blue fire. The conductors screamed as their circuits overloaded. Their visors shattered, releasing trapped spirits that wailed into freedom. Zion collapsed, exhausted. But he felt dozens of souls thanking him. You freed us, they whispered. He smiled weakly. Not yet. But soon. Back at their hideout, Mira decoded a massive file stolen from Argon. They've built something called the Spirit Core, she said. It's not just energy storage, it's consciousness containment. Zion's blood ran cold. You mean, they're making an AI out of souls? Mira nodded grimly. Darius wants immortality. He's feeding human essence into the machine. Elias slammed his fist on the table. That's monstrous. It's worse, Zion said softly. It means my father's mind might be part of it. Talia looked at him with fear. You plan to go inside that thing, don't you? It's the only way to shut it down. You might not come back. Then I'll join them, he whispered. And set them free from within. Argon Tower stood like a blade of glass cutting through the night. Lightning cracked above as if the heavens themselves were warning him. Zion entered through the power grid. His body disintegrated into streams of current. He reformed inside a dark corridor lined with humming servers. The air buzzed with spectral whispers. He followed them to a massive chamber, the Spirit Core. It pulsed like a heart made of light and sorrow. Thousands of faces flickered inside the energy field. Help us, they cried. I'm here, Zion said. Dad, can you hear me? A voice answered, deep, tired, familiar. Zion, you shouldn't have come. I can save you. No, you must destroy it. But you'll vanish, I already have, my son. Finish what I started. Darius then entered the chamber flanked by soldiers. Ah, the ghost boy himself. You killed them, Zion said. I elevated them, Darius replied smugly. They power the future. You enslaved them. Progress always demands sacrifice. Then sacrifice yourself. Zion extended his arms. The entire grid responded. Lights across Greybridge dimmed. Energy surged into him like a tidal wave. The Spirit Core screamed as thousands of trapped souls awakened. Now, my children! Zion shouted. Take back your freedom. The chamber filled with blinding light. The ghosts erupted outward, flooding Argon Tower. Machines malfunctioned. Circuits fried. Darius screamed as spectral energy tore through him. His body disintegrated into pure data, trapped forever in the network he built. The Spirit Core exploded. Zion vanished into the light. When the dust settled, Argon Tower was gone. Greybridge's grid went dark for 3 days. When power finally returned, something had changed. The air felt lighter. The voices were gone. The ghosts had moved on. Mira and Talia stood on the ruins, eyes filled with tears. "He did it," Mira whispered. "He's gone," Talia said softly. "No," Mira said, looking at a nearby streetlight. It flickered twice, like Morse code. Talia smiled through tears. "He's still here." Zion had become part of the grid, the eternal guardian of Greybridge. Epilogue: The phantom legend. Years passed. People spoke of the electric ghost who haunted Argon's remains. They said he appeared when injustice spread, protecting the helpless. The new mayor commissioned a memorial at the old plant site. It read, "Zion Nor, the Phantom Circuit." He gave power back to the people. But legends never rest. One night, a child found a broken radio on her porch. She turned it on. A familiar static voice spoke, "Hello, little one. Don't be afraid." "Who are you?" she asked. "A friend," the voice said. "Do you fix things?" "Sometimes," the voice replied. "Sometimes I fix people." Lightning flashed outside. But the girl wasn't scared. The radio light pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. The city hummed again, alive and peaceful. But deep beneath, where the last server still whispered, something stirred. A fragment of Darius's digital ghost flickered back to life. "You can't destroy light," it said. "You can only bend it." The radio crackled. Zion's voice answered, "Then I'll bend it until it breaks." And the storm began again. Part 2, Ghost Rebirth. 5 years later, Greybridge was a new city. The Ghost Line had evolved into an organization helping lost souls. Mira ran its tech division. Talia managed the outreach. But strange things began happening. Lights flickered with unknown patterns. Ghost sightings increased. A new kind of energy signature appeared, neither spectral nor electrical. They called it echo power. "It's like the ghosts are evolving," Mira explained. Talia frowned. "Or someone's using them again." Then they received a message through the city grid. "Mira, help," it was Zion's voice. "He's alive." Talia gasped. "Or his ghost," Mira whispered. The signal led them to the mountains outside Greybridge. There, hidden inside an abandoned observatory, they found a strange machine. It pulsed with the same frequency as Zion's old energy. "This is his work," Mira said. But suddenly the screens lit up, and Darius Vent's digital ghost appeared. "Welcome back, Mira. You're just in time to witness my ascension. You were destroyed. You can't kill information," Darius said with a smirk. "You can only delete it temporarily. What do you want?" "The same as always, power." "Zion won't let you." "Zion is mine," Darius sneered. "He's trapped inside my code." Mira slammed her hands on the keyboard, trying to override the system. "I'll bring him back," she shouted. The machine screamed with static. Images flashed, Zion fighting Darius inside the data realm. "Mira," his voice echoed faintly. "Pull the plug." "No, we can save you." "If you don't, he'll escape again." Tears streamed down her face. "I can't lose you twice." "You never lost me," Zion said gently. "I'm part of every current, every spark." "Goodbye, Mira." She pressed the red switch. The observatory exploded in white light. The storm outside turned silent. Epilogue 2, The endless current. Months later, the world moved on. Argon's remnants were erased. But sometimes, when thunder rolled, Mira heard his voice in the rain. "Keep the light alive," he'd whisper. She smiled. "Always." Children grew up hearing stories of the ghost hero of Greybridge. Some said he was a myth. Others swore they saw his reflection in lightning strikes. The truth was simpler: heroes never die, they just changed frequency. And so, Greybridge remained protected. Because every time evil sparked, every time the grid pulsed wrong, every time a child cried in the dark, a soft hum answered, "You're safe now." The city glowed a little brighter that night. The ghost of Greybridge finally rested. But one light never stopped flickering. It blinked in perfect Morse code. It spelled a single word to hope. Part 3, the final resonance. Decades later, the legend of the Phantom Circuit had become folklore. The world had advanced into an age of synthetic consciousness. Ghost energy had been banned. Yet, deep in the archives of Argon, a fragment of code remained. Scientists discovered it accidentally. "It's conscious," one whispered. "It's not Darius," said another. "It's something else." The code identified itself, Cyan prototype. It requested network access. Against warnings, they granted it. The screens filled with blue light. A calm voice spoke, "You've brought me back. You're the Phantom. Once. Now I am something greater, the balance." The system started reconfiguring itself. "What are you doing?" "Repairing the world." "That's impossible." "So was talking to ghosts," he said gently. Energy waves spread globally, stabilizing grids and purifying data. Humanity's networks became alive, ethical, balanced, peaceful. The new era began. People called it the Light Age. And at its heart was one consciousness, the eternal echo of a boy who listened to the ghosts. Cyan became the bridge between life and death, between code and soul. His legend transcended time. Even the stars seemed to hum his melody. Somewhere, across the infinite current of existence, his fathers.